Hi, welcome back to another episode of Good Intentions with Lisa-Tien. That is me. I am going to be honest, I don't know if I love this ring light, but I guess this is a podcast and people probably are mostly listening than watching on YouTube. But anyway, I am now filming this in the cinematic option on my phone and we'll see how that goes. But sometimes I feel like I should sit down and kind of plan or write down exactly what it is that I want to talk about. But most of the time, actually, all of the time, I just kind of get inspired by a thought or a memory. Then I'm driven to talk about it and record an episode. And that's just how I do it. And what I was inspired by today was just how amazing the day was. Generally, I feel like every day is pretty fucking amazing, but today especially was just absolutely wonderful. I've been picking up shifts at the South Lake location just for some extras, and they're like extremely busy. I just love being busy. I feel like that's when I thrive, is when I feel useful, like I'm doing things. People are loving their hair. I'm slaying back to back clients. So today was, I got in my car after work. I sat there and I just smiled the whole way home. And I will say this. I feel like every day is absolutely wonderful because that's how I want to train my mind to think. Like, I don't like to say, oh, today sucked, or today was this, or today was that. Like, obviously, you're going to have whatever struggles. You might have whatever negative emotions throughout that day, being aware of that. But I don't like to identify or overgeneralize the day not being great because I don't want to manifest more negative things to make me feel like the day isn't really that great. I want every day to be great. Therefore, I will say every day is wonderful. Every day is amazing. Every day is a fucking gift. And you can find something positive out of every day. However, waking up this morning was rough. It was a rough start. I went out last night. So I have this friend that we've been friends for over 10 years. And every time he comes back home to visit, we always, well, not always, but sometimes we'll go have dinner and drinks. And most of the time that spot is going to be Baja. And Baja's margaritas, top tier strength wise. One is gonna fuck you up. Two is definitely gonna fuck you up. However, I only had one, but it made me feel some type of way, and we decided to go out to a bar to drink more. Even though I knew I had a full day today, I had to, I had work at 9 to 6, full day. But my ADHD ass, dopamine, yes, let's have another drink. Yes, let's play another game of pool. Yes, let's play another fucking game of darts. Oh my God. And then so my friend, one of his really good friends, is married to a girl that I went to middle school with and high school with. And not only just a girl, but we were really close in middle school. So it's always, to me, I just love hanging out with people that I haven't seen in a long time. And she brought up our high school reunion, which was like a few weeks ago. And originally, I always said that I didn't want to go to our high school reunion every time I think of it over the last few years. But since one of my really good friends kind of set everything up, the friend group decided we're going to go just to show support. And so we did. And it was great. Like, it was nice. I feel like majority of the people are our friend group. Like, not a lot of people came, and there were a handful of people that I had not seen in so long. And it's just so, like, I just love it. Like, it just gives me like this little spark. But catching up, with old friends, wonderful. Like, wait, we're out, we're having fun, we're hanging out, we're with people that like us and are nice to us and don't put us down or anything. And I'm free and I don't have to worry, about if my partner at home wondering, what time am I going to get home and why I haven't texted him yet? Or is he okay? He says it's fine that I'm out with my friends, but when I get home, is he going to be upset about something else? And blah, blah, blah. Like, it's just sweet, sweet freedom, living life, loving life, being myself and not being afraid or feeling like I have to walk on eggshells. I cannot describe. It just feels amazing. Like, it feels so fucking good to know that issue, not an issue anymore, and I will never have to deal with something like that ever again. Ever again. My next partner, we know boundaries. We know standards. We have standards. We have wants. And we aren't going to settle for anything less. We're not going to settle for breadcrumbs. We are manifesting our perfect match, our life, our love. And my next partner is going to be very similar to me mindset wise. He's going to be positive. He's going to be loving. He's going to be sincere. He's going to be a genuine, kind, compassionate human being. He's going to just love. And he's going to be respectful. And he's going to be strong and a man, not a boy. And I'm here for it. Can't wait to meet him. And he thinks I'm funny and he's obsessed with me and he loves me in the most healthy way. Another fucking tangent. So where are we flowing? Where is this conversation going? Because I feel like I was headed somewhere and then I got distracted and I took a left turn and then I took another left turn. Yes, so today I was just inspired by how wonderful and blessed I am. So yes, I started picking up shifts. I'm feeling useful. I'm thriving. These clients are saying this is the best my hair has ever looked. I fucking love. But on top of that, like connecting with these clients and talking to them and sharing about my life and them sharing about their lives, I love it. I live for it. So yes, waking up today I was like, damn, like I did this to myself. Okay. I woke up and I was like, I feel great. I feel wonderful. We're going to take on the day, even though it wasn't like completely convincing, but I don't want to say the words, fuck, today's going to suck. I don't ever want to say that, ever. So yes, waking up hungover-ish. Was I still drunk? Possibly. And now I'm running late? Yes. But it just is what it is. I'm like, okay, you know what? We knew what we were getting ourselves into. We got ourselves into it. We continued to have another drink, play another game, and then relocate to our friend's house and played beer pong there and played another game and had a glass of wine. So yes, we did this to ourselves, but what else are we going to do? I have a full day of work. I got to fucking get it together. So I got it together, took a Vyvanse. My first client, oh my gosh, she was such a breath. Like she is just so like bubbly and happy. And I was like, okay, obviously I woke up however I did. But her being my first client, I was like, girl, I'm loving this energy. You're like rubbing off on me. And now I'm like, okay, I'm awake. But also I'm like, wait, am I existing right now? Because first of all, her hair had a lot of hair, but surprisingly did not take me that long to put in the foils. And I had all of this extra time. Like it was in a 4-hour appointment. But somehow along the way, I'm using up all this time, even though I was so sure that I was going to finish early. But now we're running late and it's whatever. But then I'm like, oh my gosh, how am I still working on my first client because I have a full day today? And I'm just like, okay, we're going to hang in there. We're going to make it through. She's processing. Okay, eat your breakfast. Boom, boom, boom. Go, go, go. Just ask those next couple clients. You come in 15 minutes later. I'm running a little behind. Ran a little more behind, but then the next haircut was a men's haircut. Slaying that shit in 30 minutes. He liked it. Out of there. Next haircut. Boom. Easy. Liked it. Okay. Next color. Came a little late. Fine. Had time to eat. Boom. Slapped in her color. Okay. Now she's processing. All right. Now we're eating again. And I'm like starting to feel like I'm coming back to life, even though by that time, I believe it was already like 3:00 or something like that. And I had a really good time with her. Her hair turned out great. The color turned out perfect. The haircut, I fixed her layers, looked so good. Like everyone's hair that I did today looked fucking awesome. And I sold product. It was just one product, but still, I'm like, oh my God. Like I just felt like I was starting to be in a groove and I live for it. But yeah, so the day just panning out and just working out terrifically, even though I woke up a little hungover. And then the night before, hanging out with friends and just living and laughing. And it's just so great. Okay, so this episode might be my first ever mini episode because we're at 12 minutes and I'm like, I honestly don't have anything else to say. I don't really have stories. Yeah, today was great. And I just wanted to share how amazing the day was. And it could have gone completely different, And that is why mindset is so important. I could have woken up like, oh shit, why did I do this? And be mad at myself and be like, oh my God, today is going to be really fucking hard and today's going to suck and blah, blah, blah. And it could have very well sucked. Okay. When that client came in and for me to see that she has a lot of hair, I could have been like, oh my God, like, oh, this is going to take me forever to do. And then you're running behind and then you get frustrated that you're running behind and then you're not really eating that much and feeling wired, and then your next one's here and you're running behind, and all of those, like, that could have been a domino effect to an absolute crud ass day. That is how important being aware and conscious of your mindset is, because look at how happy I am. And I'm not saying like, look at me. I'm just saying the day could have been completely different. And the day could have very well sucked if I wanted it to. But I didn't want it to. I wanted the day to be amazing. Therefore, it was absolutely amazing. Sometimes it takes a while. I remember in the beginning when I got into like personal development and, listening to growth mindset podcasts and stuff like that, I still had negative thoughts. And I'm not saying that I don't have negative thoughts now. I'm just saying that it takes practice to be aware of what you're thinking, acknowledge what you're thinking, and understand, oh, that's negative. How do I shift this? And then shifting it. And then just being consistent with being aware of that and not allowing the negative thoughts to control your day. Because that's exactly what can happen. You have a negative thought, you have another negative thought, you have another negative thought, and now those negative thoughts are controlling how you feel and what you think. When what you should be doing is controlling your thoughts, not letting your thoughts control you. Everyone can very well have an amazing, terrific, wonderful, blissful day. Like, I was just so happy driving home. Well, one, I'm happy because I made it through the day, and also the day was fabulous. Everyone loved their hair. And now we have the Thanksgiving weekend. And tomorrow morning, I'm driving down to Houston because I want to see my fucking nephew. Love him, adore him, obsessed with him. I want him to love me so bad. And I have not gone down there to visit them a single time since they've lived down there. And they've lived down there for a few years. And I've always wanted to. However, I was married, and at that time, he didn't really like being in the car for that long. Like, even if we were just driving to Dallas or, you know, like he would never really want to go to the state fair because it's a far drive or whatever. So he definitely wouldn't want to sit in the car to go to Houston. But to me, the thought and the option of, well, then I'm just going to go by myself was never an option, because then I would be leaving him home by himself on a holiday, which he has expressed that holidays are really hard for him because he doesn't have any family and blah, blah, blah. So I just felt like if I were to leave him to go spend time with my family or whatever, that it would be an ordeal or something he'd be upset about and something we'd fight about. And so that thought just never came up. And now that I'm free and not in an abusive relationship anymore, I can do quite literally anything that I want to do. And what I want to do is drive down there to see my cute ass little nephew and hopefully get to spend some one-on-one time. I mean, it's not one-on-one, but usually when they come up to visit us, we're always going to like a party, like a family party. So there's always like a lot of people around, and he's always acting brand new, and it takes him a while to kind of warm up to everybody. So I'm hoping that it being a smaller setting, that he can love me because I love him so much. And I'm very excited. So, you know, my mom tried to talk me out of going. She was like, well, they're already coming up here on Christmas, and I just don't want you to drive by yourself. And I'm like, driving by myself is going to be fun. I love driving, and I love being alone, and I can just listen to a podcast. Like, 4-hour drive, not that bad for me. Although when we drove to Midland, that driving there wasn't bad, but driving back was like a little difficult just because like my shoulder, I always say it's my shoulder, but it's like, yeah, actually it is kind of like my rear delt and behind the shoulder blade be hurting sometimes. And sometimes my hip does hurt from sitting in the car for a long time. Actually, okay, so my ex, who has all these injuries, based off of our MRIs, we have like the same injuries. And guess who drives and guess who goes to work? Me. I do. But he just uses that as an excuse to, you know, not work because he gets disability from the military. Anyway, I'm very excited to see my brother, to see my sister-in-law, but especially to see my little nephew. And that's going to be a really good time. And then I'll come back Friday. Hopefully, my cousin will text me back. I really need to get my nails redone. Like we're in cinematic, so it's going to be blurry. And then Saturday, we'll go to work. I've got a long day Saturday, and then Saturday night is our Christmas party, our company salon Christmas party. So that'll be fun too. It'll be both salons, the Fort Worth and the South Lake location. And we'll be at the stockyards afterwards. So it'll be a good time. Yeah, it'll be great because everything is great. Everything is wonderful. And life is a gift, and life, so blessed. So blessed. So blessed. And it is so important to notice these little things and be grateful for them and be excited. Be excited about the life that you're living. And if you're not excited about the life that you're living, what changes do you need to make so that you can be excited about the life that you're living? Because I feel like living is a fucking gift. And why shouldn't it be exciting? Why shouldn't your life be absolutely wonderful? Why shouldn't you wake up and just breathe in and be grateful and feel happy for the fact that you are alive and you are healthy and You can do anything and have anything that you want. Why be mediocre? Why be, a negative Nancy and complain and bitch and moan and oh, woe is me and whatever? It's so toxic. It's toxic for yourself because guess what? When you complain and when you moan and when you bitch and when you do this, it brings your vibrations down. So you're vibrating, your energy, your aura, whatever, you're vibrating at a low frequency. And then you can't attract good things. Well, good things will happen, but you can't attract whatever it is that you want because, well, you're at a low vibrating frequency, so you probably won't even think that you deserve good things. So then why would the good things, happen? You're only going to see negative things, so then you attract negative things, and then these negative things that you're attracting, you're going to realize, oh, like all of these negative things keep happening, and that just confirms your negative thoughts, and so then you attract more negative things, and then it's a cycle, and then, yeah, like you're living in a negative world, and that negative world is all up here in your brain. And now it's all throughout your body. I don't ever want to go back to feeling that way. I know things happen in life, obviously. Things happen, but we here, baby. We're here. And we are grateful. For me to think that there was this time period in my life where it just seemed impossible. It seemed genuinely impossible. The idea of me being happy again, the idea of me feeling everything that I've been feeling, everything that I talk about in every episode, in every podcast, the gratitude, the excitement, the fun, the love. I just remember it felt impossible because I was stuck in a relationship with someone who was addicted to negative thoughts. But even more so than that, someone who was self-serving and someone who did not respect me and someone who just wanted what they wanted at the expense of everyone else in their life. And I remember quote unquote gaslighting myself or trying to persuade myself that, oh, well, maybe you are being negative. I have a story for y'all. It's going to be a quickie because I just now randomly, it's not random, but whatever I just said reminded me of this. So I remember one of the first times I told my ex that my dream is to be a mindset coach and or a fitness coach. Mostly mindset. I love fitness. I love to hopefully motivate and inspire people to work out and lift and train and do it as an investment for your future self. But the thought of actually training someone, that doesn't get me going as much as the mindset stuff. So when I told him that I want to be a mindset coach and a fitness coach online, if I can just build my following and clientele and be able to one day work for myself and then be able to just travel all the time whenever I want, work wherever I want, that is my goal. That is the dream. However, I felt like I was a fraud because I was very aware that I wasn't having these positive thoughts. I didn't feel like I was a happy person anymore. So I told him, I kind of feel like I have imposter syndrome or whatever because I'm not really as positive as I used to be. And you know what that man told me? He said, oh, well, I'm glad you said it. You know, he was like, a fitness coach, I understand that. Like, you like to work out and stuff, but a mindset coach, like, yeah, you really are negative. And I remember when he told me that, in my head, I'm like, you're fucking negative, bitch. Like, I'm negative because you're negative. But that was so mind-blowing to me, and it did make me feel some type of way, because I was like, you're my partner and you should be supporting my dreams in some kind of way. Like, where was the emotional support in that? And I remember bringing that up later on when we discussed it, and I guess him taking ownership about it. But I remember we were sitting on the couch. He's sitting on this side where I am, on the left side. I'm on the right side of the couch, and I look over at him, and the face that he made, like, well, yeah, I'm glad you said it, because yeah, you kind of are a little negative. It's so crazy to me. But I was. And why was I negative? I was negative because I was actively choosing to stay in a relationship that did not serve me. And that is just what happens when you stay in a situation, in a position, at a job, in a relationship, at home, if one of your parents or a sibling is toxic. When you stay in a toxic, negative environment, that energy is very strong, and that energy will like leach out onto you, and it'll affect you. And there's not really a way to get around that aside from getting out of it. You can limit the access, but even still, even if you're around it for a second and if it still affects you in some kind of way, then it's affecting you. So you have to make your decisions accordingly to that. And the situation may not have to be like top tier toxicity where it's abusive or whatever. It could just be a person that, you might love, but you feel like y'all are on like a different path or something. Like you feel like, oh, well, you're too different, or you guys don't have the same goals, or you guys don't, like, it's not the compatibility or the sexual chemistry or whatever. Something may be off and you know that, but instead of leaving to search and attract that kind of excitement and love with a partner that is more fitting for you, you choose to stay with this person that doesn't really spark some kind of, like interest or desire or excitability or whatever. Because what? Because y'all been together for a while? Because y'all have already spent all this time together? Because they love you? Because, well, they're not a bad person. No! If you're not in love, if you're not, oh my God, this is my person, don't stay with them for the kids or for money or security or this or that. Don't. Because even if the relationship isn't that bad, you're not that happy. And you're never really going to be that happy because you're choosing to stay stuck or in a mediocre situation or whatever. You're not vibing. You're not vibrating at a high frequency. So you just stay like mid. Why? Life is so short. Anything can happen at any time. But also life is a gift, so why don't we treat it as such? Go after the things that we want. be kind, live our dreams, do whatever the fuck that we want to do, set goals, invest financially, emotionally, physically, work on ourselves, work on living a happy life. A life that you can look back on and be like, oh my God, that was great. That was wonderful. I wouldn't do anything else differently. That was it. It just kind of makes me sad. You know, there are some people who, and Adele said this about herself. She said she's just the type of person that's just like naturally depressed or sad. And some people are that way. Like some people, it's just natural to them because it's something they've done their whole lives, or they've seen their parents do. And so it's just normal to them. But you can change it if you want to. You just have to want to. And then figure out what it is that you actually need to change. One of the biggest things for me is listening to self-improvement podcasts, listening to anything upbeat, positive, inspiring. If you know me, you know that I love electronic music. So I will play and blast fucking house, dance, whatever, techno. Like, I will play my music loud while I'm getting ready when I first wake up, just to get the vibes going. And I'm hearing the beat. And so I start, the shoulders start moving up and down, and then the hips start going. And then, then you're moving and you're connecting and you're vibrating or whatever. And it feels good. Or singing in the car, or just dancing in general. Versus you could wake up and grunt. Ugh. Here we go again. Ugh. I have to do this. Ugh. I have to do that. Ugh. I don't want to. Ugh. Ugh. Like just mimicking, just doing that alone, like, makes me feel ill. When you wake up, just take in an amazing breath, a deep breath, sigh it out, and fucking take on the day. Play music that you love. I don't know if I would recommend sad music, or like heartbreak music. Of course, some of those songs are absolutely beautiful, but sometimes you have to kind of be conscious of the lyrics, what it's saying, and how it makes you feel. And if it makes you feel lonely or sad or whatever, I don't know. I just don't think that I would recommend it. It's just, for me, depending on the day, like if I'm feeling like I want to sing, then maybe I will put some Adele on. But generally, I don't listen to anything melancholy or... everything I listen to is and it makes me want to dance, and it makes me feel like I'm main character as fuck. So I think I'm gonna leave that here. I'm gonna leave it here. Noticing the little things and being happy for the little things and being grateful for the little things. That way you can be even more happy and even more grateful when the big things come. They talk about this. It's, more so like money mindset, and manifesting money and abundance. That if you can't appreciate finding a penny on the floor, what makes you think you can appreciate when the universe sends you a nice lump sum of money? What makes you think that you can actually appreciate, your check being $50 or $100 or several $100s more than it usually is? And if you even notice And if you do notice, what is it that you're thinking? You know, are you happy that you have a little more in your check than you usually do? Or are you like, oh, thank God, or oh, finally, now I can pay this, or now I can pay that? Like, one of the podcasts that I listen to is Manifestation Babe, and she says, you know, she's grateful for the bills because that just means that she has the abundance or just the ability and the money to pay for bills, and not thinking of bills or loan or whatever that you have to pay back as a negative thing. They're not taking anything away from you. You are getting something from that exchange. So be grateful for it, because some people don't even get that. Some people don't have a car. Some people don't have fucking electricity, or running water, let alone be able to pay for something like that, because they don't work. They can't work. They don't have jobs. They don't have education. They live in a third world country or whatever. We're so blessed being in America, living in a nice house, having our iPhones or our Androids, having a fucking Apple Watch or whatever, jewelry, getting your nails done, getting your lashes done, perfume, the clothes that you buy. The little things, be grateful for them, be happy, be excited. Train yourself to think that way. And then, wow. And then you get to notice how abundant you actually are. And when you notice those things, you will notice and attract more of those things, and life just becomes, wow, like just so magical. I fucking love it. I love being happy. And okay, this doesn't mean that I don't ever feel sad. I might feel emotional, I might have a thought, but you know, I think it, I feel it, I don't live there. I adjust, I switch it up. I'm not avoiding feeling. So let's not get that confused. Feel whatever. Whatever comes up, you feel it, read it, understand it. All right, now we just, how do we do better? How do we shift? How do we change? It's that easy. It's free. Literally free. So, negative thoughts. Don't let your thoughts control your life. You control your thoughts. Thank you guys for listening. Hopefully that was good. Because I honestly don't know what the fuck I said. I'm just feeling upbeat and bright, and I'm just, what's the word? Channeling. Whatever I'm feeling, whatever is going, it's coming out. There's not a prompt. I didn't write down what I'm going to talk about. Like, we're just here. We're just doing our thing. We're just doing it. But it's time for me to eat my leftover quesadilla from last night. I'm going to tear it up, drink a Fresca, and watch Psych. It's going to be a wonderful night. I love Psych. It's one of my absolute favorite shows. I haven't seen it in a while, but I've watched season 1 through whatever. I think there's 8 seasons or whatever. I think I've also watched the holiday musical and shit like that. I've seen it beginning to end maybe 2 or 3 times. I love New Girl. I love The Office. Parks and Rec used to be one of the shows that I would watch on repeat. I just love feel good shows. So the fact that I get to be alone, at peace, eating a delicious quesadilla from Baja with some guac. and drink a Fresca, nice carbonation, nice little citrusy, and watch Psych and laugh my ass off. Life is wonderful, baby. I love life. And I love you guys. Thank you for listening. I hope y'all had an amazing Thanksgiving. I will talk to y'all next time. Bye.